Hi, y'all. This is Kayla and Carly with the Requestor App. This interview is brought to you by Primetime Country. We have Logan Crosby with us today. Logan, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Good. We're so excited to be talking with you today.
I'm excited to be here.
Good. All right. So first things first, let's talk about the single.
Okay.
The one that is the big one, obviously. If Jesus Were a Cowboy, right?
Yes.
So
If
let's
Jesus
get
was a
the info
cowboy,
behind that.
do I know?
The inspo behind it.
Oh gosh. Okay. So y'all, I'm sure y'all watch Yellowstone. I think everybody watches Yellowstone. 1883. So I was actually home from school over Christmas break back in December of 2021. My dad and I watched an episode of 1883, and it like came to my head like it'd be a cool song. And so like I said, hey, can you pause it before we go to the next episode? I need to go write this title down. So I wrote down, if Jesus was a cowboy. Then like I had a verse and then another line and then another line. And I came back. I mean, it took me like 25 minutes to write. It was one of those super easy songs to write for me. And then I literally just, walked in and I'm like, all right, I have a song, and I played it for him and he's like, oh, this is great. And I'm like, okay, let's watch episode 2. And like, didn't think a whole lot about it. And then as I played it more and played it for friends, people were like, oh my God, this isn't terrible. And I'm like, okay, good. So we just kind of rolled with it from there.
Awesome.
That is awesome. I have to admit, me and Kayla are huge Tim McGraw fans, and we actually saw him in concert right before he started filming that 1883, and he looked good. So I can only imagine how great.
I love Tim McGraw.
He is fabulous. We absolutely love him. Definitely recommend.
So Jesus and Tim and like a Western great. Like
we're here
for that. Yeah. I mean, you just kind of put it all in there and mix it up, and that's what came out. So
I love it.
That's awesome.
I loved it. Yeah, I think that's awesome. I gotta admit, actually, I'm a big TikTok girl. I actually was on TikTok this morning, and I ran into your TikTok account. You have an awesome following on there, almost 100,000 followers, which is so cool. But one of the things that I did see, and I think a reason that there's not much behind you is it's move out day for you. We are moving on.
Yep, it is move out day. I am leaving Athens, Georgia, which, breaks my heart, but it's one of those things that, you move on, you graduate, you get done with school, and then you go out into the real world. But I'm going to miss Athens, Georgia. It has treated me so good the past couple of years.
That is fabulous. And we just graduated in May, didn't we? Just brand new. And what is our degree in?
Our degree was political science with a minor in communications. So I thought I wanted to go to law school. I took the LSAT, like the practice LSAT, and it came back and like it popped up on the screens like you can barely read English and like you're not going to law school. And I was like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. But then that leads us into, I think that you are off to Nashville next and hoping to continue to expand our music career, correct?
Yes, that is the plan. The music thing kind of was never, people ask me like, oh, you've always thought about doing music. And I was like, yeah, not really. I mean, I was like high school, played in bands and, sang at church. Everybody from the South sings at church. Yeah. So, we were singing at church and it was just kind of one of those things. And I got to college and, we get into college and the pandemic hits and you sit inside, and then I just started like playing and writing and whatnot just because, there was nothing to do. And then I posted a TikTok, it went viral. Then I posted another one and it went viral. And I was like, you know what, let's give it a shot. So started playing shows, started playing a bunch of original songs. People have liked it. And so that's it was never a year ago. If you would have told me, hey, you're going to be on an interview when you're moving out of your dorm so you can move to Nashville, I would have said, you're lying to me. But here we are. So, I mean, it's one of those things that's just crazy.
That is awesome. And that sounds like so many blessings. So I have to ask, the very first TikTok that you ever had go viral was one with you playing music in it?
It was not. It was one like more of my personality. It was like somebody talking about college. I like stitched it, duetted it. It got like 3 million views. And through that, somebody like went and looked at my page and she commented, hey, will you play Lady May? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I played that. And then like the next day somebody's like, can you play Redneck Yacht Club? I'm like, yeah, I can. I know that song. And so any song that people would comment that I knew, I would just like, sit in my dorm here or my room at the house, in Milledgeville where I'm from. And I would just, play songs and people were like, oh, that's great. It would get shared. It would blow up. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess they're going to get up and do it tomorrow. I mean, why not?
I love it. That's what I think
that.
is crazy about TikTok is like the funniest things blow up. Like I've actually had a viral TikTok and it was because I was painting a wall in my bathroom. I randomly was like, I'm bored. I'm going to make this TikTok of painting a wall. And then all of a sudden I woke up the next day with like thousands of like likes and comments and stuff. And I was like, what is going on here? Like, this is so strange, but give the people what they want.
It is one. TikTok's the craziest thing. You spend so much time on a video and you're like, this one's going to be the one. And it gets like 1,000 views. And then you do something stupid, maybe when you've had one too many glasses of wine and then boom, 2 million views later. And you're like, Jesus Christ, why is this on there?
But those are the ones that I find myself stopping on too. It's not the ones that I know people took all this time. It's like when they're all doing something really silly that I'm like, oh, okay, wait, I want to watch this one.
You're right. Me too.
I love it.
Yes. All right. So let's talk about the hashtag in your Insta bio. Sands and boots. Was it suits and boots?
Suits and boots.
It's a tongue twister. I'm not gonna lie.
It is suits and boots. So suits and boots is kind of what we're doing. I don't know if y'all can see, but we have on a little bit of a, we have a suit right now.
I like it. Looking very good.
I've always worn, boots, being from the South, you wear work boots, cowboy boots to church, whatever. And, the past couple of years kind of in being in the political science, stuff, you would get internships and jobs and, you always had to wear suits because it was government and law and whatnot. And so I've always felt comfortable in a suit. And so I was like, you know what? It's different. Not a lot of people are doing it and it's something that I'm comfortable in. And so I'm like, you know what? Let's just throw them on and see what people think. And like one of the first times I played in Athens was at Georgia Theater, and I put on suits and boots, and people loved it. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just go with it. And it's not something you see. It's not something you see a lot. Obviously when my grandpa was growing up, he's like, we wore suits everywhere. We don't do that nowadays. But, I think people like it. And, a lot of people like a man that's in a good, slim-fitting suit. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go buy some, put them on, and here we are. So, but I love it. I'm comfortable in it. And, suits and boots, that's what we're rolling with.
I think you're going to start a movement of this. There might be a whole new realm in Nashville that does suits and boots.
I would love that. I would love it.
I think it's great. That's so exciting. So let's go back to Nashville just for a second. Where are we really excited about getting out, playing? Like, what is like one of your dreams when you get there? You're like, gosh, I've always wanted to play at Tootsie's, or I've always wanted to do this. Anything like that?
I think, I like to write. So, I obviously want to play kind of wherever. But my big thing when I get to Nashville is like, I have such a long list of people that I want to write with, and they're all in Nashville. And like, that's the thing, Athens and where I'm from is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So nobody really writes music. So you can't really sit down and write with folks a whole lot. But, in Athens, there's a few more people, but like Nashville, it's like everybody's there to write music and to play music. So I've got a long list of people that I want to write with. So I think that's like my biggest thing is like being able to tell people, look, I live in Nashville now. If you have, 2 hours tomorrow night, you're not doing anything, let's write something. Instead of me saying, okay, I can write with you in 2 weeks, but I have to drive 5.5 hours and I can only stay for like a day and then drive all the way back so I can, go to school or whatever. So I think that's what I'm most excited about is like, I want to get up there and I want to write with folks.
Definitely. And there is plenty of talented folks to write up there. So
yes.
Awesome. So if everyone is excited, they loved what they hear today, and they're ready to find you, where can they find you? TikTok, Instagram, all of that?
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everything. It's real Logan Crosby. Mm-hmm. So I'm on everything. I'm on Twitter. I don't really use Twitter. So if you go to Twitter to, see me tweeting something, you're not going to find it. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, that's kind of what I'm on. So
awesome. And they can download your song on any streaming platform.
Any streaming platform, If Jesus Was a Cowboy. And we've got a lot of stuff planned coming up, towards the end of this year, really going into next year, we're going to hit it hard. But, I just love to write. And I'm like, if we're going to write all these songs, might as well let the world hear it.
Exactly. I think that sounds awesome. And thank you so much for sitting down with us today. And we're excited to hopefully catch up with you again once you get, your roots settled in Nashville and kind of see the exciting stuff coming.
Absolutely. Well, I do appreciate it so much for y'all letting me come on.
Awesome. Thank you.
Y'all.